What if the only way to catch a serial killer was to trust an even more terrifying one? Today, we are diving into one of the most chilling psychological thrillers ever made. The Silence of the Lambs, 1991. This movie is intense, disturbing, brilliant, and unforgettable. From mind games to shocking twists, every scene pulls you deeper into the darkness. Alright, let's get into it. The film opens on a fateful day in Quantico. A promising young FBI cadet named Clarice Starling is training when she is suddenly summoned by her superior, Mr. Crawford. As she waits outside his office, she studies the wall filled with news clippings and gruesome crime scene photos. They all relate to a serial killer the FBI is hunting, known as Buffalo Bill. From what the FBI has gathered, Buffalo Bill targets overweight women and skins different parts of their bodies. It is disturbing, calculated, and deeply unsettling. Mr. Crawford gives Clarice a special assignment. She must visit the Baltimore State Hospital for the criminally insane to interview a former psychiatrist turned cannibal, Dr. Hannibal Lecter. Her job is to give him a questionnaire. The reason she is chosen is because she has a double degree in criminology and psychology, making her potentially capable of handling someone as intelligent and manipulative as Lecter. Crawford believes Hannibal's insight could help them understand Buffalo Bill. Before she leaves, Crawford warns her. Lecter is extremely manipulative. He tells her not to share anything personal because once Lecter gets inside your head, it is hard to get him out. At the hospital, Dr. Chilton escorts Clarice to Hannibal's cell, making suggestive remarks along the way. He explains how dangerous Hannibal is and warns her not to touch the glass barrier. He tells her about an incident years earlier when Lecter pretended to have chest pains. When medical staff tried to help him, he attacked a nurse and ate her tongue. Clarice walks alone down a corridor filled with notorious serial killers. An inmate named Miggs gawks at her as she passes. At the very end sits Hannibal Lecter. Unlike the others, he is calm, polite, and disturbingly composed. Instead of bars, his cell has a bulletproof glass wall. He asks to see her credentials and quickly deduces that Crawford is using him to catch Buffalo Bill. He even draws a detailed view of Florence from memory, proving his incredible intelligence and photographic memory. When Clarice says Buffalo Bill skins his victims to keep trophies like most serial killers, Hannibal denies keeping trophies. She counters that it is obvious he does not because he ate his victims. She gives him the questionnaire. At first polite, Lecter grows irritated. He sees through the shallow questions and begins analyzing her instead. He accurately describes her poor rural upbringing, calling her a hillbilly. Shocked, Clarice tells him he should analyze himself with that same accuracy. Offended, he reminds her that the last person who gave him a questionnaire lost their liver. He dismisses her. As she leaves, Miggs suddenly throws semen at her. Hannibal, angered by the indecency, calls her back. He offers her another chance to interview him under one condition. She must look within herself and track down his old patient, Ms. Moffat. Clarice leaves shaken and breaks down in tears in her car. She comforts herself by remembering a childhood memory of welcoming her sheriff father home. Days pass. Clarice continues her FBI training while secretly researching Lecter. Then Crawford informs her that Miggs is dead. Hannibal whispered to him all day, until somehow Miggs swallowed his own tongue and died. Clarice believes Lecter's words were a code. She discovers a storage facility called Yourself Storage in Lecter's hometown. The unit is registered under the name Hester Moffat and has not been visited in a decade. The door is stuck, so they pry it open. Inside, Clarice finds a car under a massive American flag, a headless mannequin, and to her horror, a preserved human head in a jar. She realizes Hester Moffat is an anagram for the rest of me. The head belongs to Benjamin Raspail, Lecter's former patient. Lecter claims he did not kill Raspail, only kept his head, and suggests Raspail was killed by someone else as an experiment. Clarice believes Raspail is connected to Buffalo Bill and that Hannibal knows Bill's identity. Lecter offers a psychological profile in exchange for better living conditions, including a view of trees and distance from Chilton. Meanwhile, in Memphis, Tennessee, a woman named Catherine Martin is abducted. A man with a cast on his arm asks for help loading furniture into his van. She agrees. He checks her coat size, sees she is a size 14, knocks her unconscious, slices her blouse, and drives off. Clarice then assists Crawford in examining another victim in Virginia. The woman's back has been skinned. Clarice notes that the victim was not local, based on her makeup and accessories. Dirt under her fingernails suggests she tried to escape. A death's head moth cocoon is found in her throat. 2 large diamond-shaped patches of skin are missing. Clarice's biologist friends confirm the moth is exclusive to Asia and was deliberately raised. At the same time, we see Buffalo Bill's house. He raises moths and sews while naked. Catherine is trapped in a well, screaming for help. Soon it is revealed Catherine is the daughter of a United States senator. The case becomes a national priority. The senator pleads publicly for her daughter's life. Clarice returns to Lecter with an offer of relocation and supervised vacations. He agrees but demands personal information in return. Clarice shares that her father was murdered when she was young. Lecter asks if Catherine is a large woman. Clarice confirms. She tells him about the moth found in the victim and in Raspale's head. Lecter explains that the moth represents transformation. Buffalo Bill is preparing for a transformation of his own. He believes Bill was abused as a child and hates his identity. He likely tried to undergo gender reassignment surgery but was rejected by major clinics. Chilton secretly listens and Anne later exposes Clarice's offer as fake. Lecter is transferred to Tennessee. Buffalo Bill forces Catherine to apply lotion to her skin, threatening to hose her down if she refuses. She screams and begs but he mocks her. Lecter meets the senator and provides vague information about Buffalo Bill's age and background, claiming Bill killed Raspale. Clarice visits Lecter again. He speaks about envy and demands she finish her story about the lambs. She reveals that as a child she heard lambs screaming as they were slaughtered. She tried to free them and even ran away with one but failed. She was caught and sent back to the orphanage. Lecter thanks her for sharing. That night Hannibal escapes. He hides a pen tip in his mouth, unlocks himself, kills 2 officers, skins one officer's face, and escapes disguised as the wounded cop. He vanishes after killing again. Clarice studies the files Lecter gave her. She realizes Buffalo Bill likely knew his first victim, Frederica Bimmel in Ohio. She visits Frederica's home and discovers she was a tailor. The dress patterns match the skin patches Bill removed from victims. Clarice concludes Bill is making a human skin suit to transform himself. Crawford believes they have identified the suspect in Chicago, but Clarice continues independently. She traces Frederica's employer, Mrs. Lipman, and visits her former home. There she meets a man calling himself Jack Gordon. Inside the house, Clarice spots a death's head moth and realizes she has found Buffalo Bill. He runs to the basement. Clarice follows into a dark maze. She finds Catherine in the well. The lights go out. Buffalo Bill, wearing night vision goggles, stalks her silently. He reaches out and almost touches her. When he cocks his revolver, he reveals his position. Clarice fires instantly, killing him. Catherine is rescued, holding Bill's dog as she exits the house. Clarice walks away beside Crawford. Days later, at the FBI Academy graduation ceremony, Clarice receives her official badge with honors. During the celebration, she receives a call from Hannibal Lecter. He assures her he has no plans to kill her because the world is more interesting with her in it. Then he calmly says he is having an old friend for dinner. We see Dr. Chilton walking unaware in the distance. Lecter disappears into the crowd. And that is The Silence of the Lambs 1991. A chilling masterpiece about fear, transformation, and the darkness inside the human mind. If you enjoyed this full breakdown, make sure to like the video, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Movie Recaps Hub podcast for more deep dive movie recaps. Until next time, stay curious and keep watching great movies.